जलेऽस्मिन् सन्निधिं कुरु करचरणकृतं वा कायजं कर्मजं वा श्रवणनयनजं वा विहितमविहितं वा।
We were born among the fires of creation, where the earth brings forth new land, and the continent of Africa is torn asunder. It is in the cradle of this volcanic depression that humanity was first born. This is the Great African Rift Valley, a scar 6,000 kilometers in length, formed as subterranean plumes of magma, born deep within the core of the earth, rise and expand against the overlying crust, thrusting it apart. It was from among these tectonic landscapes that our ancestors first learned of the great forces of the earth, where they first gazed up in wonder at the motion of the stars and marveled at the mysteries of the cosmos. It was here that the first human children watched helplessly as their parents died and faced death themselves. The entire world's knowledge was hidden from them, yet they possessed no less curious minds. The life they led was brutish, but they possessed no less fear of death. Like a newborn child, they stared in awe at the wonders of the earth, reaching upwards in vain towards the mobile of stars, suspended above their cradle some 200,000 years ago. Things were very different back then. Rains fell over most of Africa, sustaining lush grasslands and diverse wildlife across expanses of what is today barren Sahara. The first humans spent their lives in the veritable Garden of Eden that was East Africa. In fact, our most recent common biological ancestors lived within this verdant paradise. Genetic Adam around 200,000 years ago, and Eve roughly 150,000. These two humans are the most recent living beings to whom every human alive today can trace their ancestry, a reminder that we are all part of the same family. However, our ancestors were not content to remain within Eden forever. They hungered for the fruit of the tree of knowledge, laboring endlessly to make sense of the mysteries of the world. The lengths of the day and the position for the stars they learned would herald when the migrations and the rains would come. Knowledge of the best places for berry picking, which to eat or avoid, the skills of tracking and hunting, and the making of herbal medicines were all passed down from one generation to another. Such knowledge, gathered from collective experience, was synonymous with survival. These bodies of collective tribal knowledge explained the world's behavior as understood by generations of experience. They were perhaps the most prized possessions which ancient humans could pass down to their children. There was every reason to have faith in the wisdom and guidance of one's elders. During these trying times of life and death, when faced with forces beyond comprehension and exposed to the fickle temperaments of nature and fate, faith in better times to come first helped our ancestors to persevere through unimaginable hardships. Amidst lawlessness and violence, faith that the universe is just and that wrongs do not go unpunished gave remission from their grievances and deterred bad behavior. Amidst death, faith in something after life dulled the fear of mortality and granted solace to those who had lost someone dear. Faith made sense when the world was unknown. Our ancestors bridged the gaps in their knowledge with thinking designed to help them understand and navigate a mysterious and unforgiving world. Faith was very likely a beneficial adaptation in humanity's infancy, evidenced by its ubiquity across cultures throughout history. Belief systems can be thought of as genes in the way they shape human behavior and are inherited by offspring. Thus, they can be examined as the products of evolution. Faith evolves under the pressure of natural selection, not only to increase the fitness of its adherents, but also to increase its own propagation through time and space. When our ancestors first trekked out of Africa around 65,000 years ago, they carried their belief systems to every corner of the world. Exposed to various new selective pressures and isolated by vast distances, human faith radiated into increasingly diverse and elaborate forms. Though many of these primitive belief systems have since gone extinct, others have persisted and evolved through the ages, emerging intact from the maelstroms of human history to shape the world as we know it in innumerable ways.